Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Jason and you're now tuned into I Speak Geek. So guys, I'm still giving away a KeyChron K1 V4 and a K4. And if you want to win these keyboards, please follow me on Twitter and subscribe to the channel. And if this is your first time here, please think about liking and subscribing in any way and hitting that notification button so you can stay up to date whenever I release new videos. And without further ado, let's talk about what's in front of me today. So this is actually another keyboard from KeyChron. So after buying the C2, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I want to get another C2 for work. So you know, I can have the two keyboards because that's the thing I tend to do. If I have a good setup at home, I tend to mirror that setup at work. And as I change that setup at home, I change it at work. And what I'm going to do this time is going to be a little bit different. I think I'm going to go with the 10 keyless keyboard for downstairs in my office, just because, like, for me in my office, space is a precious commodity because I have a smaller desk. So you know, for me to be able to move around, this would fit better for me. This switch is actually, or this keyboard actually has brown switches in it, and I'm actually going to take these switches out and I'm going to use some of them for my new keyboard, and the rest I'll just use as spares. But I'm also going to throw some drop ivory holy pandas in there. So I only got like 70 switches, and I am going to, you know, put those in my keyboard that's going to work, and then I'm going to take the novel sherbets that I have in those and I'm going to put it in this keyboard, because if you know me, I like the loud cookiness, but for work, of course I want something a little bit more quiet, something that's not going to drive my coworkers crazy. So yeah, if you want to see me switch those keys out, I'm going to go ahead and do a video, and let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in that. So back to this keyboard. So this is the KeyChron C1. It's another wired keyboard from KeyChron. And again, this time it is a 10 keyless keyboard. So that means there is no number pad on this particular keyboard. And like I said, for me, that's fine because it still has that traditional keyboard layout, of course, with the exception of the number pad. There's still more space. And of course, KeyChron did listen to its customers this time around, because there's more of a slant with the keyboard, where it's before it wasn't so pronounced. It all seemed kind of flat and the keys seemed flat, whereas this time they kind of slope. And then you have two different heights on the legs. You have the smaller legs that pop out, and then followed by the bigger legs that pop out there. There's only one switch on this keyboard, and that is from Windows to Mac, and it is USB-C. I did not go with the RGB this time around because they were all sold out. But for me, it's not really a big thing because I mostly just need the backlight, and for me, like, I don't really turn on the RGB anyway when I'm like at work or at home. I have like lights in my office that take that place, so I wasn't worried about that. Only thing I was really concerned about was the hot swappable portion of this, and of course it is a hot swappable version of the keyboard. And again, this is the Gateron Browns or KeyChron Browns in this, which I'm going to put in my C2 along with some of the Holy Pandas from Drop. So yeah, and it's just like the C2. This has a dedicated button for the lights, a button for Siri or Cortana, a screenshot button, and then of course the normal function keys and your normal key layout. And of course these keys are that new double shot ABS keys that KeyChron is starting to use for their keyboards. It's a little bit more durable than just the single single shot ABS keys that they were using before, where they felt kind of cheap. This one feels a little bit more substantial and, you know, more aligned with the double shot PVT keys that a lot of people tend to mod their keyboards with. And of course I'm going to do a little bit of modding myself. Just a few keys I'm going to change out here, but other than that I'm going to keep it relatively the same as it is. And for me, again, this keyboard as it is now, and because it is like the C2, it has been great, you know, typing on it all day, and you know the angles are a lot better than what there were previously on, say, like the K4 or the K1 V4. The angles are a little bit different. Of course, the K1 V4 is an ultra thin keyboard, so obviously that's going to be as thin as possible, whereas the K4 was more of a compact keyboard, but it was still a full layout, but it didn't really slope. And of course I found it very cramped and making mistakes typing, whereas I don't with the C2, and of course the C1 being, you know, essentially the C2 without a number pad. So guys, what are your thoughts about KeyChron's latest keyboards, the C1, C2? Are you a fan? You think about picking one up? And if you are, which one? And real quick, before I let you go, I did notice an issue with the C2, and I reached out to KeyChron about. I noticed that I wasn't able to call up Siri with the voice shortcut button here, or I wasn't able to launch Mission Control using this button. I don't know if it's a limitation of the keyboard or the system, but it just doesn't seem to be recognizing it. So I'm wondering if I need some third-party software to remap that key and get that to work. I haven't heard back from KeyChron just as of yet regarding that. But guys, that was the KeyChron C1, another keyboard from KeyChron. Again, I'm really enjoying their keyboards, and they got a good thing going. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.